In this video, I'm going to go over one of my favorite ways to make money in 2025. It's not Amazon. No, it's not being a crypto trader or day trader. No, it's not Forex. There is a better way to make money today. And let me tell you some of the things that you don't have to do. You don't have to have inventory. You don't have to have any employees in this business. It doesn't take more than 3 hours a day to actually make money in this business. And the customer is going to spend more money with you because it is result driven. Now, people get scared when I say it's going to be result based driven, meaning you're going to have to do some sort of service to make some sort of money. Well, let me ease some of your concerns. I've been doing this business for the last 3 years. One of my biggest months, my company made over $50,000. One of my top clients paid me $100,000. Now, before we get into what the business is, how to do it, let's talk about some of the other businesses that are trending that everybody's talking about 2025. When it comes to e-commerce, where you're gonna have to either have the inventory, you're gonna have to have the experience, and you're gonna have to get approved to sell on platforms, whether it's Amazon or getting started with Shopify. And most people don't know how to start that. The second one, Airbnb. Airbnb is still popular in 2025, with the regulations for short-term rentals being one of the hardest things to get across, which is simply finding the cities that allow you to Airbnb. The second one, the liability of putting a property in your name and the chances of parties happening. The third is trying to find somebody that's willing to let you get their house and sublease it to put on Airbnb, which is not only risk to you but in your company, but it's risk to the homeowner. Let's stop all the noise for a second. Let's look for businesses that have high margins, meaning if I make $100,000, I'm not spending $75,000 on expenses. You know, the vanity when it comes to getting revenue in your business. This business has over 75% margins. Typically that 25% is you paying affiliates so you don't have to do all of the marketing. And I'll tell you guys how I do this strategy and how I don't have to run a bunch of ads, send out a bunch of marketing, and send out a bunch of messages every single day by leveraging my affiliates. And it's very simple. I'm going to tell you guys about the 3 forms of leverage, and then I'm going to tell you guys how to get into this business and how to scale. The first form of leverage is using other people's money. In this business, you don't have to have any money. The second form of leverage is using other people's time. You'll be able to have that in this business by having affiliates market for you. And the third form of leverage, using other people's experience. And guess what? I want you guys to use my experience for free and scale in this business. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because I want you guys to be able to use platforms that we are partnered with so you guys can scale past $100,000 a year and have over $15,000 a month because we have the system. It's simple. The business is a funding consulting business. And what is that? So a funding consultant business is where you help other people get funds from the bank. Now, I'm not talking about robbing the bank. I'm not talking about using CPNs, and I'm not talking about Chase Money Glitch. What I'm talking about is understanding which banks give money based off of certain criteria, and then you're going to match that with the clients that you currently have. Now, how did I do this? How did I start from step 1? The first thing I did is I had to understand, where do people need money the most and they're not getting it? Is it the low credit scores? Is it the super rich? Is it the wealthy? 83% of businesses fail because they don't have cash flow. And I have not met a business owner that does not want more cash to their business. So why aren't they getting more cash? Because they do not have the funding that they need to scale. For instance, if you have a business where you're selling t-shirts, you started selling out on one SKU, which is one design of the t-shirts, but you have a bunch of stock that doesn't sell, which is called dead stock. Now you need more money to not only keep the lights on and keep everything moving like your employees, but you need money to buy the correct type of product to sell again. And most small businesses get rejected the first time they go for funding. So that's where we come in. We are the A team, the man or woman with the plan. And I'm going to break down how I started with the first step. After I understood what the market was looking for, the second thing I did is I started to see what business owners do I have in my network and which people do I know that wants to get started in a new business. So we help new businesses and existing businesses. And I simply came to them and told them, hey, I can help you get money from the banks. I found a couple people. I made sure I had a contract, and you guys can go down below to get such contracts. I started looking for what type of banks pull from where. This is very important to understand. What banks pull from which credit bureau? And I have a whole list down below. It's called My Secret Lenders List, and it tells you which banks pull from where, so you guys can help and use that for your clients. So after I've done that, I create something called a sequence. A sequence is what banks to go to when. And you build this sequence based off of knowing their credit score and how much they make per month. It's very simple. So after you know their credit score and what's on their credit, and you know how much they make a month, a simple search on Google can help you guys figure out what banks are going to be in line to their needs. One of the other things that we ask the clients is, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to scale your business with more inventory? For instance, I helped the owner in the rental car space get $1 million for his business. See, he was doing all the day-to-day for his business and he didn't have the time to go look for money. So I was able to help him get $1 million by looking at where he was, where he wanted to go, and filling that in with lenders, which was pretty simple because I did the Google search or I used the document that I have. That's how I was able to make so much money off of just one client. Now, some of you guys may say, well, I don't know where to find those clients. Some of you guys may say, I don't really understand the system. And that's where the system I've been using comes into play. Not only do you get leads, you also get a system that does a lot of automations, whether it's text, whether it's calling, AI inbound, and more importantly, it brings a nice flow directly to get people funding. That way you guys don't have to spend all the time I took on dealing with clients one-to-one. Our goal is to get it where you guys are automating the process. Remember earlier in the video, I said that you guys aren't going to spend more than 3 hours a day on this business. The first thing you'll get with getting into a system like this is you're going to get a front-facing website so your clients can actually go to it. They'll be a part of your system. Not only are we tracking their number, but we have AI inbound calling to answer and take questions so when you guys are busy. And on top of that, you guys have the team setting everything up for you. And then once somebody gets onboarded into the system, they're able to directly go for funding just like this. They're able to start from the start to the beginning without having to have your one-on-one help. Now, why is this important? To get my client $1 million, it took me 2 months. The reason why is we had to wait for applications. We had to see where he was at. He had to take some inquiries off. All of this process took 2 months. Now, what if I could tell you, what if we scaled this and automated as much as we can, and now you're running 10 to 20 clients per week and they're getting anywhere from $5,000 to $60,000, then think about the math. On 10% of the $5,000, you'll make $500 to $6,000 per client, and that's just one. Not only does the system have all these things, but it has leads with specific information that we're looking for that can qualify them to get started for funding. Now, this is very important, and there's a limited amount of seats. So if you want to get a demo, all you have to do is click down below to get that demo so you guys can see how you guys can get in this industry and you guys can make more money per client without having to spend all of your time. And well, what do I know? I've been into this space for over 4 years now. I've helped countless of clients get approvals just like this, and even more approvals just like this. And I have the knowledge base. So I partnered with the team to make sure that they put all that knowledge inside of this system to help you guys out. So go down below and get that demo. Now, if you guys are like, I want to learn in depth even more how to get started in this business, click down below and get into my free school community where I teach you guys how to go from zero to your first $15,000 a month, automated in the funding industry.